Alrighty then, let's get it. Your 9 o'clock p.m. or 6 a.m. cosmic weather forecast for August 2nd, 2026. Let's Attention, star seeds. Attention, light workers. Attention, root workers. Attention, conjure doctors. Attention, nature-based faith practitioners. Attention, spiritualists. Attention, diviners. Attention, prophets. Attention, the spiritually eclectic. Attention for those seeking the road less traveled. This is time-sensitive cosmic information, so you might want to catch this. This is time-sensitive cosmic information that you can use in your prayers, manifestations, and other spirit works. Beam up now via this video or the audio link in this video's description box to get this on the fly esoteric wisdom. Beaming up now. Ashe emojibatu Olodumare Bobo Egungun Ara Orun Bobo Orisha for another day to bask in the goodness of Onile's sacred earth. Every day given is very special, and here are a few details, cosmic details, pertaining to how. I'm iiiYansaje to Muse, and this is your early rising or your evening settling mystic forecast. Hey Kale, if you are catching this in the evening time. Hey Kara, if you are catching this in the early morning's rise. As always, I am iiiYansaje Muse, the Black Madonna of the airwaves, bringing you the music, the mystics, the mojo, here on 222.9 the Mothership Internet Radio, and it's time for your 9 p.m. or 6 a.m. cosmic weather forecast. First, I give thanks to Olodumare, the Almighty God. I give thanks to your Ori, your ancestors, your spirit guides, your Orishas, and all respected saints of your given faith for leading you here tonight. I honor the calabash of the planets, Iba Ikba Mwene. I honor the Odu that gave us the 7 days of the week, Otolobon Tora. And it is August 2nd, 2026, and this Sunday is Mastery on an 11-2. So for those of us that live the Orisha life, that is the number of Ochoosi, the fast tracker. Now, how does a fast tracker work on the day of Obatala snail? Knowing when to speed up and knowing when to slow down. Because mastery is about being appropriate in any and all given situations. And that boils down to a 2, so that is the number of partnerships and or separations. So in general spirituality, 11 is the number that is indicative of a high intuition, so make sure you trust your gut. If you are a Leo, like me, and my solar return was either last night or this morning, depending on when you see this forecast. And our turn up day of the week, every Sunday is Sunday, because Leo is the only zodiac ruled by the sun, hunty, and the sun rules the day. So any Sunday, any given Sunday, Leos, understand the assignment and do a little extra. It is the 7th Sunday of summer solstice and the 2nd of Leo season. And tonight the moon is waning gibbous in the house of Pisces. So go ahead on and release everything that's keeping you from trusting your higher alignment so that your crown chakra can be aligned. It's Ojo Aiku in the Yoruba days of the week. So that's the day of longevity. So make sure you get that Sundaily R&R and get that recharge from the energy of the sun. And the sun charges everything. Ashe? All right. We are entering the 2nd decan of Leo season. So if you are one of the cat people born between August 2nd and the 12th, you are actually half Sag. So y'all them Leos that be territorial, want to perceive everything differently. Got them bows and arrows in your back pockets and want to claim on your territory. I'm not hating as long as it's aligned. All right? In the Kemetic way of the stars, we are still in the house of Sekhmet until the 11th, and that is the lioness energy as well. But it's not best, baby. Sekhmet is all about that justice. And speaking of justice, there's another alignment with the 12 figures of African spirituality, in which we are in the season of the judge, also the witch. So, this kind of energy, you tend to be very fluent on both sides of the line. And you are very well versed all the way in the light, all the way in the dark, where to a point where some people may have a hard time pinpointing which side of the line you're on. God orchestrated you that way so that you can be equipped to make judges with a well rounded standpoint. Here's a little bit more zodiac draw snitcher for you August 2nd birthdays. You are apt in handling details, have business ability, are aggressive, and adapt yourself readily to the job at hand. You are buoyant, happy, and sincere, and you like the company of cultured and refined people. You are a good conversationalist, fond of music and art, choose a congenial mate, and you will be happy. All right, other 11 zodiac houses, you know the drill. Haterade ain't alkaline. Make sure that you are showing all of the Leos, us cat people, the just do love as we turn up in our season. And while you're at it, learn about that royal cat that lives in your inner universe. That's right, break out your astrology charts and study your placements of House 5, the Sun, and all places of Leo. I'm going to take a quick break, and when I come back, we are going to get to your planetary retrograde report. This is 222.9 The Mothership, internet radio for the cosmos, and you are watching or listening to your 9 o'clock p.m. or 6 a.m. cosmic weather forecast. Did you like it here at the crossroad? The Jester's intersection? Then why don't you join me tomorrow for some R&R in the Alabaster Divine? That's www.poeticallymused.org/Alabaster Divine. Great place to spend a Sunday. See you there. Ashe. And we are back. So we have 24 hours. 24 hours. 24 hours until Chiron joins Neptune and Saturn in the retrograde dance in the house of Aries. But for now, we still got 3 doing a dance. Pluto got 2026's retrograde season kicked off in Aquarius on May 6th and will be here until October 15th. And this is the planet of regeneration, transformation, minding your taboos. Pluto is Mars's big brother in the zodiac alignments. So if you are a Scorpio or an Aquarius, this retrograde is going to quack your duck a little bit more than the other 10 houses because Pluto rules Scorpio and Aquarius is where he came to play. For those of us who live the Orisha life, Oya and Orunmila are the Orishas to connect with Pluto energy in alignment with the essence. How? Why? Well, Pluto is the planet of transformation. Transformation is Oya's middle name, Witty Ashe. And as Pluto ends the galaxy we know about and begins the one we don't, it's an alignment to where Oya guards the gate between the land of the living and the ancestral unknown. And in terms of Orunmila, regeneration is in alignment with, shedding the old self to become the higher self by minding your taboos. And if you got to sit with Orunmila to know about taboos, if you know, you know. So how do we blend all this down into a smoothie we can drink, right? Well, Pluto is the most subtle of all retrogrades, okay? And that means we go about paying attention to the big thing, the little things that make the big differences. Because in the spirit world, what's small is large, and what's large is small. If you are a part of Orisha tradition, this would be a really good time to revisit your itas, revisit your taboos, and see what you can do to sink into those just a little bit more. Pay attention to your innermost transformations, one small detail at a time. And that's like a really good time to keep in mind that it's like the African proverb: you eat one alligator one bite at a time. Journeys of 1,000 miles start with the first step. And of course, don't forget those atomic habits. Ashe? All right. Saturn and Neptune are doing the do-si-do in the house of Aries, and first Neptune went in on July 7th, coming out on December 12th in Aries. And Neptune is the planet of dreams, divine compassion, ideals, higher spiritualities, and the Orisha correlate, energetically, Olokun, those deep places inside where all of our own inner treasures are buried. In general spirituality, this Neptune retrograde is going to affect you fish twin babies and you Aries babies more than the other 10 houses, because Neptune rules Pisces by half and Aries is where she came to dance. So, how do we boil all this down into a tea we can sip? Okay? Be mindful, because higher spiritualities, things concerning spirituality, are coming to the forefront. I'm getting the song I Feel Like Busting Loose, and that can create conflicts in spiritual and religious beliefs. So I just want to encourage you to stay grounded in your spiritual beliefs while respecting the rights of other peoples that are doing theirs, as long as their practices don't involve harming, know how that goes. Your dreams will intensify, and make sure that you honor your intuition, because your divine downloads and discernment is going to go up to turbo. And you want to honor that because it lets the universe know you're listening. And once you let the universe know that you're listening, then it gets stronger. The messages, I mean. Last but not least, we got Saturn in retrograde that came into Aries 20 days after Neptune. And that went in on July 27th, coming out on December 10th. And here, Saturn in Aries. Daddy Saturn ain't nothing to play with, because Saturn is the planet of karma, discipline, power, carnal energy, grounding, balance, and trickster energy. So, in general spirituality, Capricorns, Aquariuses, and Aries will be moved more by this than the other 9 houses, because Saturn rules Capricorn by all, Aquarius by half, and Aries is where he came to dance. So, those of us that live the Orisha life, Eshu and Babi Luaye are good Orishas to visit during Saturn's retrograde. Why? Because in essence, Saturn is the trickster planet. Eshu is the trickster. Saturn is the planet of karma. And karma is a part of Eshu's lesson of blessings. Discipline and power are attributes of Babaluaye. And carnal energy and grounding, I'd say both. So be careful with this retrograde, because you're going to see a lot of folks that did you dirty getting their asses handed to them in a glass sandwich bag. If you are living in alignment, this isn't information you'll have to go looking for. It will find you when it needs to. And know that when it does, you are being tested as well. So don't celebrate, because remember, your soul has to be rotten to a certain degree in order to be able to celebrate anyone else's pain. But Saturn is also a good time to reflect on your own important life lessons. Make sure that your priorities are in check, and check those inner and outer crossroads to make sure that your choices, your ego, doesn't lead you into choices that will get your ass kicked next Saturn's retrograde. Just saying. There's my planetary retrograde report. You can always check for your placements of these planets in your natal chart. and that will give you a more personalized perspective. And if you need any help understanding these things, hit me on the Mothership's Mentorship and Guidance Hotline at 314-200-0368. I'm iiiYansaje Muse, and this is your 9 p.m. or 6 a.m. cosmic weather forecast. Beam up. 222.9 The Mothership Internet Radio celebrates 5 years on the airwaves. On 2/22, February 22nd, we celebrate 7 old school music rotations dedicated to the preservation of the musical genius of our ancestors. We've been spinning the rare cuts, pulling the jewels off the B-sides, and feeding your soul 7 different ways. And these planetary rotations are aligned with the daily ruling planets and the 7 main Orisha. We celebrate 5 years of spiritual teachings, highlights of special artists, cosmic ear hustles with everyday people, and everyday cosmic weather forecasts. We celebrate infusions with DJ Black Ice. We celebrate 5 years of wisdom sharing, building, and soul feeding groove. So if you have been enjoying the music, the mystics, and the mojo, then use the links in the description box of this video to show your support to 222.9 The Mothership Internet Radio, whether it be a singular donation or make it a monthly thing. No amount is too great or small, so let's come together as one cosmic nation under the groove and keep 222.9 The Mothership Internet Radio on the air for years to come. Celebrating 5 years. Ashe. Thank you for joining me for this cosmic weather forecast. I certainly hope you gain some things that will help you have a divinely aligned Obatala-Aligned Sunsday. If you're listening at the 9 o'clock hour, then stay tuned for my Saturn nightly vision of what love looks like. But listener discretion is advised, because Saturday night is still in the root chakra energy, and those late night love jams just get flat out nasty. So if you're going to join in, you might want to send the kiddos to bed, because that one's for grown folks. If you are listening at the 6 a.m. hour, stay tuned for the rising Bimbe to Obatala. Before we get to letting the church say amen, the classic and contemporary gospel, infused with smooth jazz, sprinkled with Maze and Frankie Beverly. As always, remember, the sky's big enough for us all to be stars. And in the words of George Clinton, free your mind, your ass will follow. This is 222.9 The Mothership, Internet radio for the road less traveled. Beam up.
Every day is special. Why not find out mystically how? This is the forecast on your Mystic Music Haven on the airwaves, 222.9 The Mothership. Beam up.